Yeah, I just want to make a quick little video on configuring slstatus. Setting up a status bar in DWM doesn't have to be complicated. First thing you want to do, run a git clone, and then you're gonna cd into there, and then you're gonna sudo make install, and then once that's done, you're gonna use your editor of your choice. I use Vim, and then you're gonna be greeted with this. So this is the update interval in milliseconds. You can keep it at 1. I usually keep it at 1. And then this is going to be the value that it outputs to the status bar if it's unable to retrieve anything. So on the leftmost column, you have your functions. This is a description of each function right here in the middle. And then you have your argument on the right side. So first you have date time, and then this is a string it's going to have. And then this is the argument. So whatever syntax you use, you're going to just use that. There's this website, they have a page on date commands for Linux and other Unix based operating systems, so you can just kind of follow this guide if you want your own kind of little custom date format. For me, I just do shorten day, shorten month, day of the month, and then I do at 12-hour time in minutes, and then I output seconds. And then I do capital P because I like the lowercase a m p.m. If you do a lowercase p, it's going to be uppercase a m p.m. So another thing I like to do is output my CPU percentage. So it goes as follows. It shows up as CPU perk. So you're going to put CPU perk under function. And then in quotations, you're going to put %s. And then since it's a percentage, you're going to put 2% after the S. And then if you want to help identify, what it is, you could put like CPU, or I have font awesome icons, but for this case, I'm just going to put CPU. Put separators or something to help divide it, from other modules. For me, I just prefer the spaces. And then after the quotations, you're going to put a comma, and then the argument is null. And then if you're having any questions about the argument over here, like for example, CPU perk, the argument is null. So all you have to put is null. And then you're going to end it with a curly bracket because you opened with curly bracket. And then I also like to display the amount of RAM that is being currently used. So I do RAM, and then we just put %s since it's just RAM usage in gigabytes. And then I like to put 2 spaces, and then the argument for here is null. And then if you have any questions, like I said, you can just go here, find RAM used, and then the argument is null. So that's all you have to put for argument. Now for something about like disk free, so like if you wanted to output your disk space, you can do disk used, disk total, disk percentage. I just like the amount of disk space that is left. So you could put something like disk, and then since it's just outputting the free space that you have left on your disk, just %s. And then on this, and then for your argument this time, it's going to be the pathing that you want to output. For me, I personally, and for many other people, you're probably going to want to see the amount of space you have left or whatever on your root drive. Now if you have other drives that are mounted like I do, you can run the same command again, and then disk, and then do that. And then this time the argument would be whatever is under mount, or whatever is under run, or media, wherever the case may be. And then something else I like to have is a run command. Now this run command displays my audio, because volume perk is really just for also an OSS, so I don't really have a use for it, but I have a use for this run command right here. And then what I usually do is vol and then %s. And then the argument is going to be any shell command you want based on which run command you're using. So the argument I use is get volume human. And then if you wanted to use this command also, make sure you have Pulse Audio installed and PA Mixer. So that's what I use. And then this is the command that I use for date time. Okay, and then that's it. And then once that's done, you just have to make and sudo make install. And that's basically it. And then once you have that running, if you start X, you're going to want to comment it here, and then you're going to exec slstatus and an ampersand, and you're going to want to put this before you execute DWM so that it actually runs, because it's a binary process that gets installed to your system after you make it from source. And then any other time you make a change to your header file, anytime you patch slstatus, you're going to want to recompile it from source again. So all you have to do is kill X or kill DWM, and then you restart those processes, and it should appear at the top right here. And that's basically it. Like I said, it doesn't really have to be that complicated. It just is what it is. And then this is just my status bar of choice, so I thought I'd just make a little video on this. And if you have any questions, I'll link my GitHub in the description, and also that website where you can choose time syntax. And I guess that's it for now.